Hi viewers, this topic पे मैं आज discussion कर रहा हूँ, that is the importance of a creative director and what a creative director should know from the core in the advertising world. I'm Danish Shahs, co-founder at Rendering Concepts Production House and the senior art director. आज इस चीज़ से मैं शुरू कर रहा हूँ दैट इज़ कि एक इंडिविजुअल के लिए एज ए क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर अपने आप को जानना, लाइक आइडेंटिफाइंग योरसेल्फ, कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है. यू सी, आपकी अपनी पहचान इज़ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट एज इन योर विद इन योर माइंड. जो चीज़ें व्हाट यू लाइक और व्हाट यू परसीव goes out in the world. Decisions made by you in the long run can either make or break a brand. Understanding just even a simple thing कि एक color की value क्या होती है, what does red mean, what does green mean, and all these things will all apply even in doing basic start-offs like designing a logo or other things or a brand identity. You are responsible for those brands. You're responsible for your own company. You're responsible for your team. You're responsible you're going to be the center of all these things, answering different questions in your different stages as you evolve over different campaigns. So first of all, आप इन चीज़ों को identify करें, then start storing them in your mind in different folders. Once you do that, every different campaign that you'll be dealing with, do not confuse yourself. Do not try to, originality is the best thing. आप जिस वक्त एक अपने दिमाग के फाइल से एक फोल्डर निकालते हैं किसी प्रोजेक्ट के लिए, वो एक totally different होगा in comparison to something else which you'll be doing in the same part of the day for another company. So you have to keep switching moods at different times. Sometimes आपका mood होगा, sometimes नहीं होगा, but you have time constraints. So you have to be very vigilant about these things. You can visualize things in a different perspective which other people cannot. Try and put those in focus. If you're making a frame, only you can see it, nobody else can see it. But it is also important at the same time that you can communicate that to your team or the other team or different teams that you put together for different projects basically. But you have to be very clear on your window. If you are not able to see through that window yourself, then how are you going to explain it to your entire team of putting an entire project together? Try to put things together in a way, step by step, of what it is that you individually like. That observation of yours is something that might be a very normal thing to somebody else, but for you is a different dimension. We live in a fantasy world. And bring that fantasy into a reality and maintaining the balance of the commercial market and touching the emotional side of the consumer. When you're starting a project, सबसे पहली चीज़ आप ये करेंगे कि आप content create करेंगे, एक concept को create करेंगे. उस concept में आप different ideas को लेंगे, आप different inspirations को लेंगे, आप different चीज़ों को करेंगे. But सबसे ज़्यादा valuable चीज़ जो होगी, जो originally आपसे आएगी, those things are only used as a reference. They are not the actual campaign itself. Second thing is putting the right people together for that. Now you have to know who is gifted with what, and you won't be able to know that unless you have this strong observation power basically. Which is why I'm emphasizing that you have to have a very strong observation power. And if you do not have the concept first of all already in your mind, then there's no point in putting a team together which is not going to be able to execute that for you. It's not a one-man show. I mean, you have your own job, but you have people working with you, which are dependent upon you for answers and questions that they'll be asking you alongside the way, every day, all day, from the client's end to your end, and to the end product itself. Have you ever seen a फ्रेग्रेंस की कैंपेन में और एक प्रोडक्ट की कैंपेन में, एक फैशन कैंपेन में डिफरेंस क्या होता है? दे आर ऑल डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस, but they're all coming from your mind. They're all coming from your mind, but they all look different. But how are you going to do that? You cannot apply a fashion formula on a vehicle. You know, it's a different thing. So, which is why I'm insisting that the core value is that if you do not have a very clear vision within yourself, you will not be able to open up these formulas. It is the very basic core of your origin which is going to help you grow in this industry. Otherwise, you will not be able to move forward with times, as time is going to change rapidly as it is right now. It has been for the previous time as well, but now with a much more larger speed. So, try to identify these things and put them down in different points, or do different homeworks, experiment, love to experiment. You know, it's always very good to experiment with things. If you do not do that, then you will not know, you know, studies are light. सुबह के वक्त क्या है, dawn के वक्त क्या है, सारी चीज़ें क्या हैं. That's very important. How it will affect when you're working outdoors, indoors, these kind of things. These are all formulas, but they are all interconnected within your brain, basically. Now, it's just like putting a dish together. You know, somebody makes a pasta in a different way, you can put it in a different way. But you have to know all the ingredients, what the light source is, what the direction is, what the lens being used is, what, you know, what the theme is, what the color is, where close-up is, and all of that. It's like putting in a whole, you know, 20 different things into one thing and then making one picture. It's just not one simple click kind of a thing. For further tips, do follow us on Instagram, in our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to them, or you can see our Facebook page to see our work. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you very much.